For the past couple of months, I've been exploring the United States with the new Mount to Coast R1 road running shoe. While I spent my youth as a speedster, running the 100, 200, and 300 meter hurdles, I've also been jogging for 45 years, since I enjoy the time out on the road with my thoughts and the blessing that I have for long distance endurance. For the past couple of months, I've been running with a new shoe that has turned into my absolute favorite for a few reasons that I'll explain in more detail. Hello everybody, this is Matthew Miller, otherwise known as Palm Solo, and thanks for visiting the Mobile with Matt YouTube channel. I appreciate your views and support. Please consider subscribing and sharing with family and friends if you enjoy this content, and I appreciate any constructive criticism that you may have. So despite the winter season, I live in Washington State where it's pretty mild all year long, so I never ever run inside on a treadmill, and I've been spending much of my time in the dark, rain, and even snow, although that snow was in Savannah, Georgia. I also travel about once a month, and my favorite thing to do is to find new routes on Strava and explore the location I am visiting. For many years, and it may actually be more than a decade since I ran my first half marathon, the Brooks Ghost shoe was my default. My wife had discovered that that shoe was made for people who are a little bit heavier like me and don't run super fast, and the Brooks Ghost has been my default for a long time. But I've also had the opportunity over the past couple of years, thanks to YouTube, to try out some of these other brands. I absolutely love the light 8.5 ounce, 240 gram weight of this R1 shoe. It makes my luggage so much more manageable, and it also brings complete joy to my feet. When I pulled the R1 out of the box, I was actually a bit surprised by the lightweight and thought maybe it was a little too light for me and wouldn't be able to handle my weight and my running. The appearance, as you can see, is also rather conservative, and that made me think there wasn't anything special about these shoes, and I would just try them on, run a few times, and be done with it. But I cannot express enough how comfortable the R1 has been for me, with a wide fit, ample cushion, and complete comfort that makes my running feel almost like there's nothing on my feet. The Mount to Coast R1 is designed for long distance endurance running. And as much as I love trail running, I probably spend 75% of my time running on paved roads and trails. It is designed as an endurance shoe for races of 100 kilometers and above. But I told the PR folks, that's great, but I'm not going to be able to test it in that capacity, since I haven't yet made a commitment to such a long run. I am blessed with the ability and the physical ability for long endurance. I can run for a long time and not tire too much. Before I turned 50, I was thinking of doing a 50-kilometer run. And as I get older and older and more into running, I'm thinking that I need to do at least one ultra run to match my full marathon that I've done in the past. The Verd PR folks confirmed the shoes were fine for shorter runs, and I spent most of the time running with these in the 3 to 8 mile range. The Mount to Coast R1 is also designed for a 6 to 13 minute per mile pace, so I was good to go at about an 8:30 to 9-minute mile pace. The dual lacing system is interesting, and it's the first time I've ever seen that on a shoe. The lower half has a quick release system, with the upper half incorporating a more traditional laced approach. This has been really nice to make the shoe comfortable for me, and unlike almost every shoe that I've worn in the past, where I tend to lace them up a little tight when I start my run, but then a little bit into my run, maybe 2 miles or 3 miles into my run, I have to stop and kind of loosen it up a little bit. I have not once had to stop to adjust the laces on the R1, which is pretty unusual for me, but it's nice to not have to be able to adjust my laces, especially in the cold weather that I'm running in now when my fingers are cold or where I'm wearing gloves. The shoes have a stack height of 35 millimeters on the heel and 27 millimeters on the forefoot, with a heel drop of just 8 millimeters. And the shoe feels like it was made just for my feet. Mount to Coast has an insert called Zero Sag that is key to providing cushioning for long runs, with no degradation in the cushioning. The light cell midsole material is 50% lighter than EVA and truly makes it feel like I'm running on a cloud when I run. I'm a rather heavy runner at 240 pounds, but these shoes really seem to lighten the load, and my feet don't feel any wear and tear after my runs. I've yet to experience any blistering, any discomfort at all, any cramping in the toes, or anything with these shoes. Lately, over the last couple years, most shoes tend to squeeze the front of my feet. And after walking more than 30,000 steps every day in New York City over a long weekend, My toes actually blistered in my Brooks Ghost shoes, which is the first time that's ever happened. My feet have been completely free and uncluttered with the wide toe box of the R1. And this trial experience has clearly opened my eyes to another brand built for runners. Most of that upper is made with double-layered jacquard fabric that allows my feet to breathe and is also made with 40% recycled polyester. The white color has definitely stained over the past couple of months because I've been running in the rain and the mud and a little bit of snow, but that hasn't affected the performance in any way. The shoes are priced at $160 and are available in this twilight color, which is white with a light blue sole, also in white, black, and white black that mixes both colors. I've now run on roads in Washington, California, and Georgia, with runs coming up in Louisiana, Colorado, and Maryland. I'm extremely pleased with the performance of the Mount to Coast R1 shoes. It's fun to have zero expectations for a product and then be blown away by their performance. My feet have never felt better in any running shoe to date, and I may have to consider the P1 walking shoe that they have for a more comfortable daily wear commuter shoe. Thank you everybody for watching. Please subscribe and share. Interact with me here and stay tuned for more coverage of health, wellness gear, e-bikes, wearables, smartphones, and other mobile technology. And may the mobile force be with you.